for our next pen video. Come on in. Let's go. Well, hello. Welcome back to Larry's Fountain Pen. I'm Larry. And today is just fountain pen talk. So, if you're not interested, you can just hit that button and you can leave. But you're welcome to stay. I'm just going to talk about fountain pens stuff. Right down here is some fountain pens. And these are low-end fountain pens. But just because they're low-end, does that make them a bad fountain pen? No, not whatsoever. They're Jin Haos, 159s, 450s, and 750s. But what I've done with these pens, I've changed out the nibs to Goulet nibs, Anderson nibs, or Knox nibs. They're lower end pens, and just because they're lower end pens, does that make them less quality, not good? No. Not in my opinion. These pens, the Jin Haos, are really nice pens. And here's what I have. I have the Jin Haos 159. I have the 450, the 750. And what's different about these pens is that I've changed the nibs all out. I have Goulet nibs, I have Anderson nibs, and I have Knox nibs. And thanks to Pen Chalet, they send me a Knox nib. And thank you, Pen Chalet, for doing that, because I was totally unaware of a Knox nib. It's a good nib. It writes very well. It fits in with the other nibs. And some are black, some are gold-plated and silver. They're anywhere from a medium, broad, 1.1, 1.5, and I just got a few more Knox nibs in from Pen Chalet. I believe a 1.9 and a fine. And as you know, if you've been watching my channels, I'm not much into fine nibs, but it depends on the nib. So I'm going to check that nib out. And some of the fine nibs that I like would be on the Lamy. Even an extra fine, believe that or not, it writes that good. Lamy is just an extremely well-made pen, and I'm really enjoying it. At first I didn't like it. Don't know why, have no idea, but now I'm in love with it. Also, Delta has a really mighty fine nib. I have a few Deltas as well, gold nibs, and 14K, 1821K, and I have a steel nib and a fine, and it really writes really well, and it's a nice wet nib. I like wet nibs. I have a Vance Gogh Homo sapien. I call that my holy grail. And I was asked once, how many pages can I write? Well, I filled up the pen the other day, and I got 7 or 8 pages. I filled up on both sides an 8 by 11 sheet of Clairefontaine paper. Now, here's what I did to do that. If I fill it up the regular way, piston, put it in the bottle, put the pump down, boom, boom, I wouldn't have gotten that much, not even close to it. What I do, I'll take the nib out and I'll fill up my pen. That's how I do it. Anyway, my pen, and I'm okay with it. To each their own. And I got, like I said, 8 pages, hey, I'm totally cool with that. That's a lot of writing. A lot of writing. On my, let's see, Pelican M1000, I fill that up regular way, and I got, I'm thinking 6, maybe 7 pages. I was a happy camper. And here's one of my newest pens that I'll be doing a review later. It's a Pilot Decimo. I really love this pen. It's an 18K medium nib, and it's just a joy to write with. Some people don't like it because the clip gets in the way when they put their fingers down here, but not for me. It's fine, and I love it because it's got that ballpoint push button reaction. And this kind of pen you could take out even in the field when you're working. And what makes this easier than a fountain pen, regular fountain pen with a cap, you have to unscrew the cap, or you have to pull the cap off and either put that cap in your pocket or hold it or whatever you're going to do with it and cap it and then write your note. With this one, you just pull out your pocket, boom, click it once, there's the nib out, get to writing. Very practical. Very handy, very practical. I love these pens. I also have some vanishing points. And here's what I did, crazy me. I think I have 4 or 5, and I ordered all broad nibs. You know, why? I guess I don't have any idea. So what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to have to buy me a medium nib. And while I'm at it, I'll buy a fine nib, gold nib of course, to see the difference in that gold nib, because I have another vanishing point that has just a regular steel nib. I want to see the difference and compare them with that. Also, I have another vanishing point that has a medium steel nib, and just compare. You know, when I first started my fountain pen journey 2 years ago, I ordered, it was a yellow vanishing point with a fine nib and a red vanishing point with a medium nib. I thought all vanishing points came out with gold nibs. I was even told that by people that own fountain pens. Yep, they told me that. And I was in one of my Facebook group, pen groups, and I was talking about that, and one of my fellow pen friends in there told me, Larry, that's not true. Not all vanishing points come with a gold nib. They come with a steel nib, and they write crappy. Yeah, he doesn't like them. And the man should know it because he's been doing vanishing points for decades. He's got vanishing points on vanishing points, and he knows all about them, inside, outside, up and down. So I thanked him for it. I learned something new. So, do y'all have any holy grails out there that you like to share with the group? Why don't you write some comments down, tell me what pens that you like, and why you like them, and tell me some pens that you don't like, and why you don't like them. How many of you out there like Jinhao pens? Well, that's how I started my journey with the Jinhao pen. I've showed this once before. I'll show you again real quick. Let me get it out. I just happen to have them right here. The blue one and the red one, which looks brown to me. And they're great writers. I love them. I think these were $1.49 free shipping. And I'm fully aware that, that China makes a lot of their pens like, what does that one remind you of? 149 Montauban, maybe? Well, that's what they remind me of. But Jinhao really makes some fantastic pens, and they write really well. I have other Jinhao pens with their nibs in it that I really enjoy. What's my favorite paper? My favorite paper of all times, when I do my pen pal letters, I try to stick with Tomoe River paper. Love the paper, and the paper loves pen and inks. I just love it. And there's a lot of dedicated people that will not use anything but Tomoe River paper. I can understand why. And there's people out there that don't like it. They say it bleeds through, shows through. Well, that paper's so thin. I haven't had that experience of it bleeding through. There's some show through, but it's not bad. And I use both sides of the paper. I just love the way it feels and the way that pen hits that paper and it just writes just so nicely. And I have Rhodia, Clairefontaine, and the tablet larger size, what is that large size tablet called? I use a large size tablet, 8 by 11, and then I have the notebook, but I prefer the tablet better for me. It's just a preference. And then I have a new tablet coming in. I ordered from Amazon because I couldn't find it at any of the pen companies. Life paper. Watched a review on it. And this guy must be a paper guru because he knows all about paper as well as pens. And he's got all of it to back it up, plus his notebooks, journals. Just very smart guy. He loves his hobby. He loves what he does. And if I had that kind of money, I would too. But I don't, so I have to buy what I can buy, and I'm okay with that. I'm hoping that the vendors out there will see me and say, hey, Larry's a real dedicated person, or a real passionate person about pens and papers and inks and anything that he reviews, that I'm going to send him this or that so he can show his viewers a pen, a paper, ink, whatever it is. And I'm getting there. A few vendors have sent me items, and I really appreciate that. Traveler's notebooks. I have a brown one that first came out, then I got the camel one, and it was Midori Traveler's Notebook that went to a Traveler's Notebook. And then the Passport, I've got the brown one. I need to get the camel one next. On inks, let's talk about inks. I'm trying to hurry up because I don't want to get this 2 hours long. I buy samples on samples. And I do that to make sure that I really, really like that ink before I buy a bottle. Now, if you look up here, I have some ink bottles up there. And just to give you an idea, the Pelikan 400 dark green, I love that ink. And I've got some Kristoff 357 Emerald. I've got some Waterman. I've got some Sailor General, what is it? Souton, S-O-U-T-O-N, I think it's spelled. Of course, some Lamy and Private Reserve, some Blackstone, Aurora, and then on the very end, I have Tarper Emerald, which has been discontinued many, many years ago, and I will be doing a review on that ink. I love the ink. I love the bottle. And that bottle is the kind of bottle that you can turn it upside down and back over. It'll fill that little reservoir around the neck so you can stick your pen in there, like the Ink Miser, let's say, and get a good fill of ink. So, and I have a notebook here that I keep ink colors in. I don't put the dates or nothing. That's not needed for me. Because what I do for me is I track the colors. Do I like this color? Do I like that color? I may say yes, no, maybe, not sure, and then I'll get the ink samples. Just to show you a few, I've used many of them. It was just a few, plus my ink syringe. I had this all filled up at one time, but I'm slowly using them up. And I'm even using the ones that I don't like the color of ink. I'm not going to throw it away or waste it. I'll use it up. And I like using the syringe a lot because a lot of times I can't get a full converter full of ink. So I can just fill up a converter full of ink. Or if I decide to use a cartridge, I can just fill it up with the color of my choice. Now, I don't really use cartridges that much. I've never really been into that. Why? I guess a preference, but I'm not against it. It's okay. I've got some Waterman right here, and I've used a few before, and I've got 2 left. Yep. They come in handy, though, you have to say that. Well, I'm going to cut it off for now, but I've got so much more to talk about. This video is probably about 20-30 minutes long, and I'm sorry it's so long, but I just wanted to have a pen talk and let you know what's going on, what I kind of like and don't like, and what I have and what I'm doing. And I'm trying for my viewers to get to know me. So help me get to know you. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you like on your inks and paper, pens, nib sizes, and what you don't like and why you don't like it. Be staying tuned to my channel because I'm going to be having a Jinhao giveaway, but not just any Jinhao. This Jinhao that I bought cost about the same as a Metropolitan pen. Cost me about $16.95, 17 bucks, let's say. It's a heavy pen. It's a nice looking pen, I'll tell you that much. And so just be aware that that's going to be happening soon, and what you're going to have to do to win the pen, I'll give you a hint. You're going to have to email me, but I'll let you know what you're going to need to do with that email. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed me rattling on about pen stuff and just papers and inks and whatever. With that, I want to bid everybody a good evening. Today is February the 1st on a Wednesday, and it's 6:34 p.m. my time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This pen channel is growing, and as soon as it gets to 500, like I said before, I'm going to be mailing out a nice gift set of something well worth to you guys. It's something that you're going to say, wow, look what I won, look what Larry sent. I'm not going to tell you what it is. When the winner is announced on that day, I am going to call the pen company of my choice, and they will send it directly to you. And I will let the person know by email communication where it's coming from and when to expect it. But let's just say that it won't be a Junhao. And that's all I'm going to say. All right. Thanks a lot. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for joining the Fountain Pen Army. Leave your comments below. Be safe. And remember, do not text and drive. Have a good day. Be safe. Talk to you later.